Hey everybody, welcome back to the shop. So I bought one of these Joe-Pie Mini Pallets, and these are really nice, by the way. This is the Imperial version, comes tapped 1032, comes with a set of screws and 4 little hold down fingers, very nicely made. So what I want to do, I haven't used this yet, but I want to make an accessory for it. And what I'm thinking of is, this is inspired by one that Tom Lipton made. He's got a video on it. And basically you attach a piece of round rod to the plate, and that allows you to clamp it in your vise, and you can use it for doing angle work. Here's a cross section of kind of what I'm thinking of with the dimensions. We'll take a closer look at that in a second. And I've got just a scrap piece of cold rolled. This is it's probably just mild steel. It's 1.25 inches diameter. That'll be the material for the rod. So when I first thought about this, I thought, oh man, that'll be easy. It'll could knock that out in like an hour, right? And the more I started digging into it, I want to keep the top fully accessible, nothing protruding up. So I had to figure out, how much offset to do on the relief area. So I think I've got all that worked out. And then the next thing was, okay, so these holes are all threaded, so I'm not going to be bolting down from the top. So I'm going to have screws coming up from the bottom, and then they've got to be counterbored, because you got to keep all this clear depending on what angle you end up working at. Yeah, so it's a little more involved than just milling out a slot and putting some screw holes in there. So the other thing I got to do, and let's take a look at this, I got to figure out the spacing. These are not spaced to a nominal value, so let's see if we can figure out what that is. Alright, so let's see what our diameter is of these screws. These are just 1032s, 187, see how consistent they are. 186, 187, try another one. Okay, so they seem to be pretty consistent, so let me re-zero. Okay, so we'll just pick a couple random holes here. 0.516. Yeah, we're gonna make it. Okay. This should give us a better average. 519. Okay, and how much wiggle do we have? Yeah, okay, there we go. Okay, I don't know if you guys can see the readout or not, but I've checked quite a few different patterns, and it looks like the nominal spacing is 5.2. And of course what I meant by that was 0.520, 520 thousandths spacing. Well, I just had another idea. I'm going to leave one end a little long so I can use it with the rose indexer. Might look a little funny, but I think that'll give it a lot more capability. So we're going to leave this end round. I got a little anti-bozo, hopefully anti-bozo mark there. So our slot will be on this side all the way through. First thing we got to do is find center. I don't remember why I wanted this 50 thousandths offset from center line. I know I had a good reason for it. I worked on this drawing a month ago, and I knew it was important, but for the life of me, I can't remember why right now. It could be the way the screw holes line up as far as clearance goes. All right, we're set up with a 1/2 inch end mill. So 1/2 inch end mill, radius is 0.25, subtract our 50 thousandths. So we're going to offset 200 thousandths. So our overall length for our slot is not critical. All we need is some clearance. So I'm going just a little past the center of the cutter. Ready to touch off. And we're going to work our way down to 0.376 for our plate thickness. I don't know where this other number came from. My inexperience with fusion. So, all right, and then we're going to feed this direction so that we're not climb milling. All right, here we go. Let me get you on the tripod. Alright, we're going to take 40 thou. Okay, we're going to live dangerously and take 50 thou. This is second to last pass here. Okay, so off camera, I did a little bit of deburring. And yeah, I'm happy with that. That's perfect. Okay, I like it. I'm probably going to go every other hole, or maybe every third hole for the bolt down. And I just looked at the end. We got a good amount of meat, or enough meat for the screws to come through from the other side. All right, so yeah, so far so good. I'm happy. Okay, I grabbed a number 22 wire gauge transfer punch. That, yeah, that fits really nice. So let's go ahead and mark all these. Okay, so I don't know how well you guys can see. So looks like we're going to have enough meat, you know, for plenty of support on the outside there. The other thing is I need to counter bore and countersink these heads, and it looks like we're going to be okay there as well. I was hoping I could use the same screws that came with the kit, so they're, you know, just to keep things simple, but I'll have to use some shorter screws for the hold down. But yeah, I think that's going to be okay. All right, I'm not sure where I left off on that last segment. It's been a couple of days. We had some really nice weather, and I had to get some projects done outside. So we're back now. So I transfer punched the locations that we want to use, and they're the ones that are marked here. And also, early on, we measured the spacing between these holes, and we came up with 520 thousandths spacing. Okay, so I'm having a little fun with the step grid pattern on the DRO. So you can see I've already set up our spacing at 520 thousandths. It's a step format, and I've zeroed in on the first hole. Okay, let's go live here. All right, so we're on the first hole. X and Y, 0, 0. And I got the wiggler in here, and I've already done this, but it's dead on. Okay. So now let's advance over. I think it's 4, might be 5. Yeah, that's the right one. Okay. Okay, there we are. Let's check this one. Yeah, so it's spot on, okay? We're going to use a number 11 drill bit. That's the clearance size for a 1032. It's pretty tight, so we may have to come back when we're all done and maybe open them up one size, but we will try it first. We're just going to spot drill all these first. Alright, hold on, I'm going to speed this up a little bit. Oh, it'd be better. I'll tell you what, this is the first real project I've done since installing the DRO, and wow, what a difference. Sure makes things a lot easier. Alright, I'm going to do it this way to check our hole alignment, because of course we're going to be bolting from the bottom side. Look at that. Nice. Alright. I think you guys caught this, but just in case, so our spacing is not consistent because of the number of holes and so forth. So I picked one in the middle, one on each end, of course, and then I just kind of, you know, picked what looked good here. So what I had to do on the DRO, I had to put all the holes in because there's really not a way to set it up for a, I guess, a random pattern like we have. So yeah, so I was just skipping locations that we weren't using. So our next step is to counterbore these holes, and it's a pretty steep angle, and our pilot is just barely in the hole at the bottom part of the opening. So I'll have to be really careful, go really slow so that it doesn't want to walk out of there. And I looked to see if I had a collet that would fit this shank so I could choke up on the clamping. And it's a weird size. It's 280 thousandths, so I don't have a collet that'll work for that. So I'll have to use a drill chuck. And then where we start to make contact, we can go about a half an inch down, and it'll still leave a quarter of an inch of meat for our clamping. So I think that'll be okay. Well, let's go try it. We're set up in the vise again with our workpiece turned around the other way. And I just used my scale. I just went against our flat and eyeballed so we were square with the vise. And then I put our number 11 drill bit back in there and carefully lined back up. So we've got a new 0 reference point. And to start out nice and slow. It looks like it's going okay. Plenty of oil on it. Take a look down the side here. That's perfect. Okay, I like it. Let's do the rest. Okay, we're back at the bench. So I did have to go back and deepen these counterbores just a tiny bit. I've got this modest selection of stainless steel cap head machine screws, and I started rummaging around in there. Oh, and the heads are a little bigger, is why I had had to increase the counter bore. But I started rummaging around, and right away I found the perfect length bolt, or screw. Let's call it a screw. It's absolutely perfect. Okay. Do you think I could find 4 more in there? Trust me, I went through that whole jar. So I've either got them that are too short or too long. Well, we can fix too long, so I've got to grind a bunch of these down. So I'll do that off camera. All right, everything's below surface. Okay, let's go over to the mill. Got a 1-inch parallel in there. Okay, so then if you want to angle, that's pretty dang solid. Yeah, I like it. Now, let's see what happens if we try to go vertical. Yeah. So we've got a little bit of the flat against the back of the vice jaw there. Let me grab a square. Check it from the back side. That squares up nicely, so that gives you some option. Let me bring you around. I'm going to try this handheld because that tripod is fighting me. But that's squaring up nicely. So I got just enough flat there that it kind of locks in with the vice jaw. All right, well, I'm happy. I don't have any projects that I need to use this on right away, but I wanted to build this and have it available in case the need arised. Doing this with one hand here. It locks in pretty good, doesn't take much pressure. Okay, and then we can always put the rose index on this end. Alrighty, well, thanks for watching, guys, and don't forget that thumbs up button if you found that useful. Yeah, congratulations if you made it this far. Yeah, a couple of updates for you guys. So a lot of you that follow along know that my father was not doing well health-wise, and sad to report that yeah, he did pass away. It's been about 6 weeks now. We're all doing fine as a family. We kind of knew it was coming, so you know, we were prepared for it. You know, but still not a good thing. But he almost made it to 92, so I mean, that's pretty good life. Yeah, and you know, luckily he wasn't in a a poor state for too long. Yeah, so. Yeah, so the last year and a half has been, you know, pretty chaotic and hectic, dealing with, you know, all the medical issues and getting them into a different facility and so forth, and you know, just a lot of stuff we had to take care of. So kind of explains why I haven't had a chance to do too many videos. All right, so the other thing is, I'm sure a lot of you follow Tom over at Hilltop Machine Works. I ended up selling him my old F-250. We've been talking about that for probably close to 2 years now. He's really wanted that truck, and things worked out where it was I had another alternative for a pickup truck. And let's talk about that for a second. Let me turn the camera around and show you. Yeah, so as you guys can see, there's a Bronco missing. Yeah, so I've been toying and kind of testing the waters on selling it for over about a year approximately. And a local collector made me an offer I just couldn't refuse. It's just a good deal for both of us. So yeah, Bronco's gone and the F-250's gone. So let me take you out front and show you what else we got. Yeah, it's not a classic, but has getting the old guy syndrome. You know, wanted something more comfortable, a little better gas mileage. You know, some of the more modern conveniences, and picked this one because of course, the reliability, and it's pretty much fits the bill of what I wanted. Four-wheel drive, four-door, but a little shorter cab than a full four-door cab. 6.5 foot bed, four-wheel drive. It's got the V8. It's a 2017. Yeah, and it's low mileage, really nice. So my new toy and shop truck. All right, guys, we're going to cut it off here. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you hopefully soon on the next one.